Hello my friends, my name is Evelyn Joy and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my garden. It is 7 a.m., a beautiful time to check the garden. This week has had very high hot weather and a tiny bit of rainstorms. So I'm going to be checking my plants. I'm going to be pruning any dying leaves to relieve my plants of that extra energy it's spending on dying leaves, like yellowing leaves. And I'm gonna see if there's anything to be harvested. I'm gonna be checking the growth. Let's go. Beautiful. You can see my tomato plants that I just planted are doing well. Here I have that's a weed. I have sugar snap peas that are growing. I'm gonna harvest this little one here. The more you harvest, the more it produces, right? So we got little tomato plants I just started. I've got my sunflowers are getting tall. Obviously they don't have a flower on the top yet, but those are sunflowers. What you see vining up there, those are green beans. These are my pepper plants. So yeah, my brand new pepper plants. I was concerned because of the heat, but they are making it because they're going through the hardest time of their life, which is transitioning to being outside. So these tomato plants are doing well. I see that this one looks like it is not doing well. So I'm actually going to bury the stem more and get the leaf out of the soil. See what happens. All right, over here we have my cucumbers are starting to vine up. Here's my tomato plant getting taller. I've got some basil plants that are bushing out and doing great. My strawberry plants are looking lovely. Here's a little strawberry. I like to think of these as the plant saying thank you to the gardener for taking care of them. All right, this right here is the plant is branching out and starting to form another plant. Here are some weeds trying to grow. We're gonna pull those up, right? Get those weeds out of there. But yeah, you'll notice I have like wood chips. The wood chips are to prevent these weeds from getting in here. Obviously it's not foolproof. But yeah, the wood chips are to hold in moisture. Now you'll notice over here where I have carrots growing, the carrots are supposed to be my ground coverage. So I don't have the other. This right here is a weed. This right here is supposed to be down in my soil and it's not. Let's put it in there. Cool. All right, over here we see a little bit of sugar snap peas, a little bit of green beans, and a little bit of so we have tiny sunflowers. Over here are my what do you call it, my celery. Sorry, I've got purple lettuce. Let me check this flavor. Yeah, my lettuce is starting to get bitter. The problem with lettuce is it's not bad for a salad. Lettuce starts to get bitter as it gets hot weather. Isn't that funny? This one's not doing well. Oh, it's got weeds growing on it, that's why. My this cilantro bolted, so now it is coriander. My oregano is doing well. I've got a couple pepper plants that are doing fine. I'm gonna put some more soil around them just to help a sister out, right? All right, here, I'm very happy with this little area right here. My sunflowers are getting very tall. Love it. My green beans are vining up, which is wonderful. Eventually, I want this trellis to be covered in vines, right? Got a few weeds growing. These are carrots that are growing in here. In the corners, I put seeds for marigolds. So those are starting. Here we have another strawberry. Gift for the gardener. Thank you from the plant. This is what the flower originally looks like. You can see my tomato plants are starting to have little flowers on them, and so are my cucumber plants. This is a weed. There we go. But yeah, my tomato plants are doing very well. And I believe there is, I saw a little tomato once. We'll see if we can spot it. But yeah, pretty soon we'll have tomatoes. The cucumbers are flowering. Here's my cucumbers over here that are flowering and starting to vine up, which is exciting stuff. All right, over here I have my carrots, my potatoes, and my sugar snap peas. Obviously, sugar snap peas like cooler weather, so they start to yellow and brown with heat. But they are still growing strong. They're doing fine. Just fine. All right, here we actually had our first ever blueberry, and here's a couple of blueberries turning purple, not quite ready. My green one on there. And this is one of our blueberry bushes. This is another blueberry bush. And this is our third blueberry bush. I would love to have dozens of blueberry bushes, but unfortunately they're expensive, so we're gonna make that investment over time. This box has potatoes and carrots and sunflowers, and I think I might have put some beans in here as well. It's kind of just a combination of things. I know I put some seeds for green onions in here, so it'll be interesting to see what all we have popping up in here. Very exciting stuff. Bugs have been bothering a few of the leaves, but they look like they're gonna make it just fine. This is my raspberry bush. It's got some weeds growing next to it. I'll just have to pull that right there. Okay. This is my raspberry bush. I had a bunch of flowers. You can tell the flowers started wilting, and after that develops the raspberries. So this is no, not raspberries, sorry, blackberries. Blackberries and raspberries are essentially the same thing practically. Okay, so the blackberries, this is a thornless blackberry bush. The blackberries will start to develop next. Here is where I'm going to be pruning a lot of leaves that are yellowing or brown. I'm going to do that right now with my scissors. But I'm growing bean plants in here. This is my sugar snap peas. I've got carrots growing in here. I've got some cilantro, some basil in the corners there. Basil. This right here is a weed. I've got some weeds growing in with my stuff. This is basil and beans. So these are black beans around the edge there. This is my grape plant that is doing very well. I'm going to prune all these brown and yellow leaves. Here we've got a little sugar snap pea. I'm gonna let it grow a little longer. I'm gonna prune off these leaves like this. Okay, so I touched the soil and it is bone dry. So I am going to water these plants. I pruned off the extra leaves. The leaves are a warning sign saying, hey, I'm super thirsty, right? They can also be a warning sign of watering. In this situation, it's underwatering. You want to water your plants when the sun is first coming up or when the sun is going down. You want to water the soil, not the leaves, as much as you can. It's raining. And the plants are thankful. They're saying, oh, thank you. Oh, we're starting to get some flowers over on one of those. I'll show it to you in a minute. We don't want to have puddles in our garden, but it's going to be a very hot day, so we want to thoroughly soak the soil thoroughly. There's a robin this morning. Good morning, Robin. It's going to be a hot day today. We need some nice, moist soil to get us through the day, right, plants? A lot less yellowing over here where we get a little bit more shade and it's not as much of a container, right? I took the green bean stem where it vines up, connected it to the trellis to help my green bean plant find the trellis. Now, green beans, you can either get bush beans or pole beans, so you have to read carefully on your seed packet. Pole beans need a trellis, bush beans don't. So I'm growing black beans that are bush beans and green beans that are pole beans. So if you don't have a trellis and you want to grow green beans, just get the bushing kind. Looking good. In My Gardener from the In My Gardener channel, he grows a lot of lettuce because he lives in Michigan, where the weather's colder for longer and he can't start these warm weather plants sooner. Well, I have the problem of my lettuce. It starts getting bitter too fast, so I'm still learning the right timing for growing lettuce and the right timing for harvesting it. Like, I can eat myself a bitter salad today. It's still edible, but it's not going to be very delicious. It's just kind of fun growing purple lettuce. My kids like the color purple. And also, I got these lettuce starter plants from this cool little farm nearby that has farmers markets, and they sell starter plants and stuff, and I just wanted to get some neat plants from them, support them, and if my plants don't work out, it's a good experiment anyway. To be honest with you, these tall sunflowers are what inspired me to make a video and come out to my garden this morning, because my garden's starting to be an exciting place to be. Because exciting things are starting to happen. We're going to have some super tall sunflowers on our trellis, and it's going to be super beautiful. And I love the satisfaction of harvesting and roasting the sunflower seeds when it's all done. So cool. So I just recently, in all the corners of these beds, put some marigold seeds. So they're late to the party. They were on my to-do list, but they were late on the to-do list. The reason I'm doing marigolds when I have a fruit and vegetable garden is companion planting. Marigolds attract our pollinators, which is the bees and the butterflies. They say they detract mosquitoes, but I am not convinced. They say that it disguises the scent of our tomato plants, and so predatory bugs that attack just tomato plants, they don't just destroy all of your tomato plants, which is great. There's those little tomatoes. You see them? That is so exciting stuff. So cool. And that beautiful little strawberry flower. Love it. Now on the sugar snap peas, when the leaves start turning white, this year I'm going to leave them alone. Last year I pruned them and I accidentally killed a couple of plants because you can accidentally cut the stem and then you're cutting it short. So these sugar snap peas don't do great with the heat, but you know, some gardener channels that I watch that are in like Arkansas and stuff, they can't have sugar snap peas this time of year at all. Thankfully, our sugar snap peas here in Kansas, they survive okay through the heat. As long as you water them and they get a little bit of shade, they're all right. This one's next to the fence, so these ones are going to do fine. This one's running out of trellis. It's getting tall, huh? Pretty cool. They say potatoes need a lot of water. Now, watering your garden is only secondary to rain. Rain saturates the ground much better than just surface level watering can do. And so that rain is really necessary for your garden. Watering is just kind of to keep us alive between rainstorms, right? When I start running out of hose, I start using my further reaching setting for my water. Now, I don't want to blast the plant with this water, but I can blast the soil. This is my blueberry bush. Now I'm on my second blueberry bush. Here we are at the last one. Something just stung my leg, my goodness. Well, my daughter Deborah is the one that really loves these blueberry plants. Last year I had a bunch of them in containers, and I plan on having a lot more in the ground at this home. Housefly biting me. Goodness. But yeah, Deborah harvested our first blueberry. We've got 2 more for her here. She loves blueberries, and all my kids love harvesting strawberries. So blueberries, strawberries, and sugar snap peas never make it into our house because we just eat them out here in the garden. The green beans and tomatoes are more things that we have an overabundance of, and we don't really eat them as much fresh. Green beans, we mostly like blanch them, and yeah. I'm gonna go turn the water off. Oops, almost forgot about my last raised bed. I've been thinking about growing, I'm going to be growing some melons, and I planted some seeds actually already, but I'm thinking about pumpkins this year. This will be my first year doing pumpkins. Our family doesn't celebrate Halloween, but we might do some pumpkins, because we can roast the seeds. We can maybe make a pumpkin pie. I don't even like pumpkin pie. We can maybe sell pumpkins to people who do celebrate Halloween. I'm thinking about it. This hose, the head, is actually from Dollar Tree, so you don't have to break the bank to garden. Thank you so much for joining me in the garden. It is so peaceful in the mornings. If you haven't tried gardening, I highly recommend it. It's nice to get outside before the heat of the day and see your plants that are growing unexpectedly tall. So cool. Keep following my channel. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye. So just over the fence, our neighbors have an amazing garden as well. Lots of fruit trees and things.